Hello and welcome. Good morning, everyone, across time and space and all dimensions. It is I, Sylvia, coming to you live from beautiful Eastbourne by the Sea. And I am very excited because we are going to be stepping into the oceans of energy today. Yes, it's been 20 years since EMO Energy in Motion first was publicly presented, debuted at Kensington at the Commonwealth Centre there. That was a 3-day training. It started on the 28th, 29th, and it finished on the 30th of June, 2002. And that was a very, very exciting time indeed. And yeah, that's 20 years ago, 2 decades. That's amazing. So on June 30th, that was the moment when we assembled under the flags at the Kensington Community Centre and celebrated the successful launch of EMO Energy in Motion. That was a absolute star moment in my life. And I am so pleased that we have Star Matrix now, so I can connect with that sort of energy and the event and that was amazing. It was an amazing, amazing time. Wonderful good morning to Marianne and Ilka, Marina and Lioness. Good morning. Good morning, my shining, beautiful, radiant, multidimensional beings. I'm delighted that you've come to join me here today in our first of a sequence, actually, of energy shows about EMO Energy in Motion. I had this idea yesterday that, so the anniversary is on the 30th of June. That's quite a long way to go. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to discuss? And then it occurred to me that there is actually a sequence here. There is the original Oceans of Energy from 2003, but there were not one, there were 3 original EMO pattern books. And that was Oceans of Energy, Living Energy, and Energy Magic. So I'm going to dedicate an energy show to each one of those. And I think we're going to finish up the celebration for EMO's 20th anniversary with just a chat with our dear Sandra Hilawi, who's the most experienced energy trainer in the world today. And I met her for the very first time at Kensington in 2002 at the original foundational EMO meeting. And she's been teaching this wonderful thing all over the world ever since. And I'm very excited about that. So yeah, let's get into it. If you haven't done that yet, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. That will help the channel grow. 1,700 subscribers, which is marvelous. And I look forward to seeing how much more we can invite the world of modern people to learn more about their own magical energy bodies, about the oceans of energy. And that immediately brings to mind the original advertisement for this training in Kensington, where EMO was revealed for the very first time. And the headline of that advertisement was, "Are you starving for love amidst the oceans of energy?" That's just something that came to me when I thought about writing this advertisement. And it is just extraordinary if we look at modern human beings across, this across all spectrums there may be. And people are literally, literally starving for love amidst the oceans of energy. And that is not the doing of God. That is not the doing of the great creative order. That's simply the doing of people. But it's not, I don't think anybody does this deliberately. I just think that developmental phase of humanity is to start to understand how the energy worlds work. And so what I thought we'll do today and for the next 3 energy shows actually is I'm just going to take this, which is, this is like a message in a bottle from an aspect 20 years ago, far, far in time and space. And when she very first, had this massive influx of understanding and energy and information. So these books are out of print, so you don't have to worry about this being some kind of shopping channel experience. You can't buy them anymore. So we can be all relaxed, take a deep breath, and just enjoy whatever there may be inside of this. This is not just a book. I don't know if you've ever heard of the English psychic Edgar Cayce, who used to sleep with books under his pillow at night and then wake up and know what was written inside of them. This is a wonderful thing. And I see books also as like energy objects. This is an energy object. It's a physical object. It's hard, but and there's also this sort of writing in there. Lots and lots and lots of writing, hieroglyphs, if you will, and those contain information. But if we were to close our eyes and open the other eyes, the eyes of night, which is a different system of reading reality, of seeing reality, perhaps then we could also appreciate that this object, this book, has this huge energy field around it. And a lot of people who are in love with books don't realize that it's these energy fields that these books also represent at the other levels, that are so protective for them and nourishing to them, that are inspiring to them, that can raise their energy. I appreciate this is not so for everyone, but the people who are tuned into the energy of books can do, lots of things with that. It's a fun thing in and of itself. I remember doing a telecast about the energy of books at one point. That was fascinating. Yeah. Oh, okay. So shall we have a look inside and what interesting things we can find? I have not opened this in 20 years. I've spent obviously a long time writing it and editing it and publishing it. And so once you've done that, you kind of move on to the next thing. So I haven't actually read this book in 20 years. I'm quite looking forward what we're going to find inside. Okay, let's just do a, let's see where it stops. It stops on a page. It stops on page 178. And that's quite funny. Oh, I can show you something here. This is actually the first a first print-proof copy. And they are actually sort of like notes in the margin. So that must be the last time I have read this. How cool is that? 20 years ago. Ah. My aspect is talking here about the energy nutrition system. The idea of the energy body as a real living body and having needs like a real living body has. And the basic needs are that nutrients have to come in, they have to be processed correctly, and then what's not required needs to be released. Energy nutrition. The energy body has its own nutritional needs as well. And that's really where we're tagging back into starving for love amidst the oceans of energy. And the question, really, how it can be that human beings' energy bodies are so depleted of basic life energy that gives their feet wings, that helps them heal fast, that helps them to be strong against, diseases in mind, body, and spirit alike. Why are people so disconnected from these oceans of energy which are all around us? What's going on with that? And what can we do to make it better? And it's really fascinating, really fascinating. Energy nutrition, for anybody who wants to work with energy and energy bodies, energy nutrition has got to be really one of the very first things we have to think about. So, as inspired by that, and why not? Why don't we do a little energy nutrition exercise? Energy is all around us. It's absolutely everywhere. Everything has energy. Every object has energy. Some have more than others. And over time, when we human beings interact with something, let's take a crystal, for example. A crystal has a powerful energy field of its own. If it just lies about in nature, absorbing the environment around it, it has naturally its own natural energy body. But the crazy thing is that people can change that. They can change the energy of this object with their energetic input. They can, as they call it, program the crystal. They can change its energetic nature. Even though the physical object doesn't change, the energy of the object becomes changed. And that is very easy to detect if you use your sixth sense a little, with like ancient religious artifacts and monuments. Like, for example, a statue that people have prayed to and have energetically interacted with for 500 years. When you step into the presence of that, you get a real sense that there is something powerful going on behind the scenes of the material objects. And that's just an entire, an absolute exponential explosion of information, of possibilities, of being able to spot where things have gone hideously wrong in human doings and thinkings, and where things have created chaos instead of bringing about positive effects on human beings. And all of these things we need to learn from the ground up. And yet at the same time, you have this absolute explosion of wonder, of excitement, of hope, of new research directions that were never possible before. And it's just remarkable. There is nothing more wonderful than, as a for human being, than to reconnect with the oceans of energy through their own living physical bodies. Our energy bodies produce these sensations that we call emotions. Intuition is the fine version of emotion. A little prickle in the back of the neck, a little tingle in the fingertips, little churning in the stomach perhaps, that tell us there's something going on at the energy levels, trying to give us information about the real world. And I find that just so exciting. finally understand how it works and what that is, what the gut instinct really is and why it's so important. But then we have the emotions, the mid-range sensations. Crying. And this is something that I do want to say here. The word being too emotional or having emotions in the Western world is 100% wrongfully connected with having negative emotions. The emotions in and of themselves are negative. And I don't know, but perhaps the greatest message from EML Energy in Motion is that emotions are just feedback devices. They're not something to be gotten rid of or disconnected or disregarded. And they're not bad or good. They're just feedback on the reality of the situation. And we say in EML, it's only energy. So if somebody says, oh, I'm so upset and distressed and so angry because I have all these angry emotions and these conflicted emotions of hatred for my father and blah, 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 blah. And they're telling this great long story, this psychology-infused Freudian thing coming back to some trauma of childhood and craziness, insanity. We listen lovingly as modern energists because we are not psychologists. We work with the energy body. We are energists. Listen to that. And then we say, take a deep breath. You do realize that all of that is only energy. It's only energy. This is an energy situation in your energy body. Where do you feel all this madness in your body? Show me with your hands. Show me with your hands. Where do you feel that? Really feel it. Forget the words, forget the reasons, forget all the complications, forget all the psychology. This is not what we're doing here. We are dealing with a living energy body that has some kind of pain, suffering, disturbance, injury that is seeking healing. And that's why it keeps sending these messages that people then think are negative emotions. And these negative emotions you're not supposed to have. So we have to take a pill or we have to do something to not have any emotions at all. And the wrongness of that, I just have no words. It's so wrong. It's insane. That sentence, it's only energy. In and of itself is just it's magic. It's magic. I often talk of the magic worlds, the oceans of energy, the Zauberwelt, the enchanted world, the magical world of energy. When we do this right, all of a sudden magic happens. It's amazing. The amount of times that once I understood this, consciously understood this, that we can literally say that when we're getting upset or stressed or freaked out or angry or depressed. Hey, Sylvia, remember, it's only energy. That's the first step. This is literally only energy. You're not going mad. It's not a disaster. It's not some sort of a catastrophe. It's some kind of energy flow, some energy reaction in your living energy body. And the beautiful thing is, there is literally nothing you can do with hatred for your father. Nothing you can do with that. But when we ask, where's this hatred for your father in your body? Show me with your hands. And the person just shows you, it's just here, this glowing, whoa. Oh, and then we say, let's not make a metaphor out of this. Let's just describe the sensation. Let's not talk about supernovas or volcanoes or anything like that at this point. Just describe the sensation, the physical sensation to me. And so it's really hard, like a hard rock, and it's hot, and it's really hot and painful. It's painful. Okay, now we have something we can deal with without going off into metaphor land, without going Freudian on it, because that's the thing to remember. You're not a psychologist, you're an energist when you're working with EMO. An energist, totally different thing. And hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So now we've got this physical sensation. Now, as simple as it is to just place your hand on that with some intention, with your own, you have energy hands, touch it with your own energy hands. Take a deep breath. Does that feel any different now when you're touching it directly? What happens if I was to touch it? May I touch it or just hover my hand gently over that place? Could you literally feel a difference? Could you feel a difference? Tell me what you can feel. And then people respond to that. And the feedback device is the physical sensation. The physical sensation. All the wonderful things we have in modern energy really come from EMO. EMO is the engine that drives all of modern energy. And it is such a beautiful, crystalline, clear-cut concept. And I love it so very much. Okay, so thank you for listening this far. Let's do something. Let's wake up and do something. When we first started with EMO, of course, it was all about pain and suffering, energy, nutrition. Well, the energy bodies are so neglected. No one cares for them properly. Even the modalities that say they're about energy body health, like yoga, don't really address the singing, dancing, explosive, complex beauty of the living energy body. Yes, these are beneficial exercises. Yes, they are. They make people feel better. But it's like, you got this colorful explosion of fractal complexity going on in your living energy body all the time. It's like an amazing golden horse, and you get so far by putting it in front of a plow, but its real potential doesn't become revealed just by putting the horse through its paces with saddle and bridle and all the rest of it. And that is something I believe in really strongly. So where I wanted to go with this is that we don't just have negative emotions, we have positive emotions. And that's the exercise I'd like to do today, because the positive emotions are far more important than the negative emotions, far more important in the greater scheme of things. They are, first of all, they are what tells us that our energy body is functioning well. So that's super important. They are the goals. They are the direction. They are everything. The positive emotions are everything. So let's just do a little exercise. I'd like you to think of something that at some point in your life you were super excited about. Something you learned, something you heard, something that really, it just was one of those things where you just went, oh, yes, I've been looking for you all my life. Woohoo. That sort of thing. I'd like you to remember a time in your life when that had happened. And this is blatantly obvious. This had just happened before I wrote this book, right? That hadn't happened to me. This moment of, yes, now I know how it works with the energy system and emotions. So as you remember this moment of excitement, I would like you to tell me, as you're remembering and connecting with that excitement, where do you feel that excitement in your body? Show me with your hands. And chances are this is not like a locked down place like you get with the trauma and injuries, but instead what you're going to be showing me with your hands, and I would love to just see you do it in front of me, is that when we're dealing with the positives, what we get is a description of a movement. A description of a movement, an energy movement in the energy body. Because the living energy body is alive. There's channels flowing all the time, running up and down and all over the place. But when we focus on a good memory, a good energy body memory, we call that state back. And then I say, where do you feel that excitement in your body? Show me with your hands. And then we can see these flows of excitement. And we can encourage them. Yes, this is perfect. This is what I want. This is what I need to feel more. This is what makes my energy body healthy and happy. This wakes me up. This brings me to life. And that is a perfect personalized exercise. So instead of all of us standing in a row and, doing the same movements, we are taking moments that are your moments, your personal moments, and activating and encouraging those energy flows. Now, I don't know if you can feel that, but even while I'm talking and just making these movements, and when I connected with the excitement, this went all the way down my legs into my feet, and my toes are tingling. I got a big smile on my face, obviously, and I'm starting to kind of glow. Fingers are tingling, really coming up on the energy chart. And why that is important is that in EMO, energy in motion, we are not taking the energy body in isolation. We're not just drawing maps of the energy body and saying, the mind's not important or the body's not important. What we're trying to do is to bring mind, body, spirit back together at the same time, and to become consciously aware of these invisible energy flows and how they feel is so important for the thinking human beings. So important. This is why EMO is so important. It makes energy reasonable, rational, but also proves it through your own physical experiences. And thereby, basically convinces you of this reality, which is ridiculous. We shouldn't need to be convinced of reality. But it seems to be that modern people have painted themselves so in a corner with their philosophies and religions that really we do need to do that. We need to reconnect with the great creative order, with reality itself. So by all means, tune into that moment of excitement, your moment of, wow, this is amazing. One more time. And first note the sensations all over your body, where they are, what you can feel, why that it's pleasant too. And then we'll do the thing with, okay, now show me with your hands where that energy flow is in your energy body. Show me with your hands and use your hands to encourage that flow. Yeah, make it stronger, make it bigger, make it brighter. Give that conscious command. Let the conscious mind join the party, the energy party, and say, yes, this is what I want to feel more often. This is what I need to feel. That is the sort of thing that tells me that I'm actually alive, that my energy body is working. And that is where we want to be, in a higher energy state more often. Do let me know. Give me a little bit of feedback how that was for you. Could you sense something? Could you sense something? And could you sense, that's our word for the sixth sense, because the feelings in the body, that's one sense. But the energy sensations, when there's nothing touching you, there's no one stabbing you, there's no one doing anything other than saying, hey, remember something. Where did you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands where these energy flows were going. Nothing's touching the physical body, but you could really sense the sparkles, the sensations. Yeah, that's fabulous. It's simple, it's profound, and it opens the door to a really different way of treating all manner of problems. All manner of problems. Marianne could feel something, it seems like. I have a resounding, ooh, yes, here. Cool. And see, this is what I would advise as, additional to your yoga classes and yoga practices, is to take some time and think about something that you love, something that excites you, something that uplifts you. And rather than just thinking about it, showing yourself with your hands where you sense that. And then by all means, encourage it and say out loud so that the conscious mind can get on board with this. This is how I want to feel more often. This is good energy flow. This feels good. I like this. This is great. Even as I'm just doing this in this demo, just talking to you guys, I can feel my mind, body, spirit totality. I call it the totality, responding to that. Actually responding to that by me just saying that, this is what I want to feel. This is great. More flow. Yay. Woohoo. Cool. Let's see what Linus says. I could sense a mix of relief and pressure, while an increase of slightest tingly energy flow. Very good. Practice makes you get better at this. It becomes better with practice, like so many other things do. And yeah, see, we used to have a saying, we probably still have it in EMO, and that was from German. I'm going to say the German one first. Alles flutscht besser mit Emotrans. Everything works better with EMO. Everything. There isn't a damn thing on this planet you can do that cannot be improved by becoming aware of energy flow and using EMO to get over energy blockages or to improve energy flow, or using the theory of EMO to have a look where things are stuck or where things could be improved, where we could move things towards a much better flow. And when I say everything, I literally mean everything. Whether it's riding a horse, cooking dishes, shopping, financial affairs, emotional problems, whatever you want to apply this to. Everything. Yoga. Yoga works better with EMO. See, if you're putting somebody into a position and some position that they might find uncomfortable or they're not happy about it and they're reverse to it and they're like, or they've got sort of other reversals going on, like, oh, I look like an idiot, or I will never be able to do it as good as the teacher, or all these sort of weirdnesses. If you can take them out and actually step into the energy flow of your yoga class, you are going to progress faster, you're going to do better, and you're not going to get so many injuries. Reiki is another example of that. Reiki practitioners often fear this great healing crisis where the person has a nervous breakdown after their Reiki training. But with EMO, Reiki becomes a completely different story, so much more effective as, the channels are clearing and more energy can be flowed through them. No healing crisis. That's architecture. Architecture is another one. Architect sitting there with wrinkled brows trying to figure out his problem. Where do I feel this problem in my body? Show me with my hand. Soften and flow. Did you know this is really only energy? And energy needs to flow. Okay, my friend, you, Mr. Architect, have another look at your problem. See if you got any better ideas now. As I said, isn't a damn thing on this planet that cannot be improved with EMO. And hence I love that German slogan, alles flutscht besser mit EMO. Cool. Yeah, so now I'd like to leave you with one other application of this. And this is obviously, look, Star Matrix would never have come into being if it hadn't been for EMO. EMO taught us so much, from the guiding stars, which were the absolute beginning of energy events, previously known as event psychology. Before I just went, no, this is not psychology. What we're doing is actually just pure energy work. Wouldn't have Star Matrix without EMO. So many things we wouldn't have without EMO. EMO is the engine behind modern energy. And it's really quite remarkable how that one thing, where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. Making the problem real, taking the problem out of the headspace. Oh, you're just crazy, right? Just making it all up. Taking that problem out of this insane circuit and taking it back where it actually belongs. Actually, when you think about your problem, where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. And the person's like, and we have then a place where we can focus our attention, where we can apply healing hands, where we can apply a crystal and see if that does anything, where we can experiment, where we can have an intention of healing, where we can actually then get feedback afterwards and say, how has this affected your thinking, your feeling, your behaviors in the really real world? Which brings energy work right back down to where it belongs in our daily lives, in our daily thoughts, in our understanding, in our communication with everybody else. Yeah, so, dear EMO, wonderful. The positive emotions, what we call positive emotions, which are when the energy body is actually switched on and functioning. And it's actually working like it's supposed to work. That is how it's supposed to work. We're not supposed to sit on our asses in the lotus position and meditate all day. This is not what people were made to do. We are supposed to be energy rich, going around doing stuff. Loving, helping, building, creating, laughing, dancing, thinking about the glories of the multiverse. All of those things. While life is tingling in every cell of our physical bodies, while life is shining from our eyes, sparking from our fingertips. That's where we want to be. That's the goal. And the simple energy exercise of connecting with a moment in your life, a star moment where you experienced real happiness, gratitude, success, real success. And doing that, where do I feel that in my body? Show me with my hands. This success, the moment of success, this woohoo. Where do I feel that in my body? Show me with my hands. And then encouraging that. Yes, that's what I want to feel more of. More often, more powerfully. New variants of this sensation. I want to feel more of that. Doing the hand gestures, bringing mind, body, and spirit in the same place. making a full body affirmation for the future, which is content free, 100% personal to every person who does that. Motivational, uplifting, just the right thing to do. All right, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed that. I'll tell you what, I will end with just something the Aspect said from this book. And again, I'm just going to go completely with what happens on this day. See what we said. Yes, that's quite fun. Let's see if I can point that out here. It says here, remind yourself time and time again, it's only an energy. People are absolutely terrified of their emotions and of other people's emotions. Really frightened when somebody starts to cry or scream or gets negative because they don't know what to do or what it is. They are terrified. Humanity is terrified of their emotions and has tried to repress having them in every way possible for a long, long time. And what we now have is this repressed emotion after all this time just bursting to the surface. And all these people are out there screaming, shouting, raving, and ranting, and seem to have gone completely off their trolleys with stress and madness. And people are still terrified of other people's emotions. The difference it makes to think of emotion simply as what it is. It's energy. It's an energy movement. It's only energy, your emotions and those of others. The minute you remind yourself of that, the minute you are thinking differently about people, you have the opportunity to escape from the old patterns of hate and weirdness and how to classify human beings. The minute you go into that, this is only energy. Really, we are in a new world that's different, where we can find better solutions, where we can deal with each other more reasonable, more logically, and more lovingly at the same time. And I believe that's super important, especially in the world we find ourselves in today. Yes. Let's put that on the screen. Ilka says, I love EMO so much, and my biggest wish is that people learn and connect with it, because it is a key to read life, emotions, and experiences in the right way. Definitely in a better way than has been happening so far. Because, see, repressing emotions also means to repress the emotional, and that would have been women mostly, but also men who weren't very good at repressing. And those have become oppressed parts of the population, just to keep emotions out of the game, in the erroneous belief that if we can switch off emotions, then we'll get to the truth. But I'm afraid that is not possible. That is not possible. Because energy exists, and ignoring it isn't going to make it go away. It's just going to make the effects worse. Oh, this is lovely. Happy 20th anniversary to Emo from Lioness of Gaia. Thank you very much. Yes, 20 years. I'm happy now to say that it's run its original test phase. It has proven itself in a variety of applications. More of that later. And it's a good thing. Emo is a good thing. After 20 years, I'm happy to stand here and say, yes, it is. It's a very good thing. Beautiful thing. Right. Mariana says, thank you so much for giving EMO to the world. I do love it so much. Have a wonderful week. Yes, indeed. Yes. Have a wonderful energy week. And if I may give this to you as kind of a homework for this week, note when you're getting upset by people saying stupid things to you, stupid things on Twitter, in the mainstream media, wherever you go. If there's somebody whose opinion you don't like and you're getting angry or upset, just say it. Just say it. It's only energy. And notice how that changes the feelings in your body. And when it changes the feelings in your body for the better, then you know you've just done something good for your living energy body. You might have done something good for your stomach acid at the same time, for your immune system, for your headaches, for whatever things, stress, symptoms that you personally struggle with. Simply by not being all upset and reversed, but to remind us that emotions, they are energy. When you feel something really good, this is also very, very important. Notice that. Make a notice of when it happens. Become aware of how this makes you feel in your body, where you feel these things in your body. This will create a map over time of your own living energy body that you can use for many, many things, many, many things. Be nice to be actually aware, comfortable, knowing how your own energy body works, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a lovely thing? Yes, I think it would. Okay, thank you very much for listening, being here with me. I would like to say, I just love this. I love this because it really sums up the philosophy of emo. We have amazing, amazing physical bodies. Amazing physical bodies. We have them. We do. We have these beautiful minds that can travel across time and space, inhabit other beings, see other people's points of views. Oh my. Remember 100 years worth of star events. Amazing. Beautiful minds. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we have a living energy body that connects every one of us directly into the oceans of energy. Our connection with the great creative order itself. We are truly multidimensional, radiant beings in the oceans of energy. And our happiness matters. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a fantastic week. And I look forward to next week's Sunday Live. And I know what we're going to do. We're going to do book 2, Living Energy. See you then. Lots of love to you. And goodbye for now.